So, I don't even know how I want to start this off. I don't think that my regular intro is needed, but today I'm finally coming at you guys with my thoughts, the things that I have been thinking over the last couple of weeks regarding Black Lives Matter, Black lives in general, and I have a whole book of notes that I have just been collecting my thoughts, so I don't want to even veer off from what I was saying. So I do have my iPad in front of me, and I'm just going to be reading you guys what I've been thinking throughout this time. I'm going to leave the comment section open. If you guys have any thoughts on what I'm saying, on how you're feeling during this time, please let me know. My job is to inform and inspire, and what I want to do with this video is inform you guys on how I'm feeling as a woman of God and just my thoughts. As you can see with the shirt, I'm done not informing people about what's going on. So you guys know I didn't upload a video last Monday because I was just still collecting my thoughts. But just know, when I wrote some of this, I was upset and emotional, but since then I've been praying, I've been getting closer to God about these situations, and now I feel a little bit better about it. But first, racism is like a song that plays in the background of people of color's lives. It's in the workplace, it is at school, it is on the street corner, it is in stores, it's in the doctor's office. So that's the first thing, that if you are not a person of color and you're watching this video, that's what I want you to know. Racism is not just someone wearing a uniform driving a car that has sirens. Racism is in every profession. Whether it's loud or quiet, we as Black people can always hear that tune of a racist person in any situation. And in this video, I want to let you know that, especially if you're a Christian, it is okay to be mad, because being mad is human. It's okay to be angry about these situations. It's about what you do with that anger and how you use it. And I think that's important to say, that I'm not perfect. And if there's any Christian out there that's claiming to be perfect during this time, they're not telling the truth with you and they're not being honest. Okay, this is not a video against police officers, because they do serve a purpose in the community. Their job is essential when they do it the right way, when you have the right person with the right type of heart in place. A racist in any profession is dangerous. And praying for your people out there, praying for our legislature, and praying for our leaders is also important. Jesus stood up for the minorities. He stood up for the prostitutes and the tax collectors. He was there. He ate with sinners. That's why the government was against him. That's why they chose Barabbas over Jesus. Like, if you read the Bible and you get into your words, you would know and understand where Jesus wants you to be and what side he wants you to be on during these times. You know, most of the people in the Bible were racist. I recently heard a story that Pastor Michael Todd told, and he was saying how most of the disciples were racist, and it wasn't until they started meeting with Jesus and saw how he lived. And you have to also remember that a part of being a follower of God, not even a Christian, just having a relationship with God, it is so important to love how he loved. Have that empathy for our people who's being slain, for people who are getting tear gas, to understand other races and understand other ethnicities and understand their struggle. So most of the disciples were racist until Jesus opened their eyes to the way that you should love people and the way that you should not judge people. He was persecuted because he went against everything that they were comfortable with. And that is something that I definitely like to do on this channel. I always say exactly what God gives me. Whether it makes me uncomfortable, whether it makes you guys uncomfortable, I'm sorry, but that's just my role as a follower of God. So I will continue to use my voice on this platform to speak out. And one of the questions that I really want to ask are, why are we still having to see these videos to believe it? Having a relationship with God is literally walking by faith. And I'm believing in something I can't see. And I just know that it's real because of how I react to it and what it does in my life. So the fact that we have to see people literally take their last breath, see how they died, see life exit them in such an inhumane way is really sad. And then the fact that people still see that and don't believe or don't want to believe what it was, and that it was a malicious intent, and that the person couldn't stop what they were doing and it had to be done, that is literally evil. It's evil. And it's sad that you have to see someone die to believe that their life mattered in the first place. We shouldn't have to die to make people understand that we matter. When I say Black Lives Matter, it does not mean that other people's lives don't matter. Blue Lives Matter can't be a thing because we aren't avatars out here. There is no such thing as a blue life. There is a person who chooses to put on a uniform, who went to that academy, who chose to take on that role. They can take it off anytime they want to, but I can't take off my skin. And they need to vet those people better. They need to look into that person, look into their morals to see how they would react in certain situations, whether that's doctors, police officers, lawyers, the people in high-ranking positions in life that have some type of control over other people. We need to be checking their ethics because they are stepping into those positions. Because there's Black police officers now that you're seeing killing our people too. It is not a black against white thing. It is a good versus evil thing. There are evil people in every skin tone. It's also very important to say that, of course, God has a reason for everything. I'm the type of person where throughout this whole time, I've been thinking about this. If you think about it, people are like, ever since Kobe died, it's been bad thing after another and bad thing after another. It's all about how you think about it. Please listen to me good. If we were not in a pandemic, everyone wasn't sat down by God, we pressed pause on life, would other people really have seen us? That's the question I want you guys to know. Right now, we are in a mini civil rights movement if people continue to keep going with it and not let it die and just go to the next phase, of course. But if for all these people who are just now understanding, all these companies who are just now discussing it, the brands, the people in government, they were forced to look at it because we had nothing else to do. Whenever people are so consumed by their own life, they couldn't see Black lives mattering. They couldn't see the pain that we were dealing with once every 3 months. It wasn't until it happened back to back to back while we were all sitting at home, when it was in front of our face in social media, when it was in front of our face in TV, that they were able to see our pain and see our struggle. It is sad and it is so troubling, but it's been happening to us for years. It's nothing new. It's just being recorded. I don't believe if we were not in a pandemic that the movement and our cause would be getting as much news coverage, as much people fighting for it as it would have right now. And when I need peace, I go to him. So if any of you guys are anxious or any of you guys are scared for your brothers, your fathers, your sisters, because don't forget that it's just not Black men dying, it's Black women dying, it's Black people. Okay, whenever you guys are sad, go to God. The majority of Americans have not, nor do they want to understand this feeling, this reminiscent anger, this hurt, this mourning of the most recent victims of injustice. We've been feeling this since Trayvon. We've been feeling this since Emmett Till. There's so many stories in the Black community of injustices. Their pictures are on t-shirts to commemorate them. People talk about these people for 2 weeks tops, and then it's on to the next person or on to the next story or the next celebrity. This is a reminder that God is still in control. Even when you see chaos and stores being looted and burning buildings, he's still in control. Everything is happening for a reason, and we need to keep the love and the mercy that God has for us and hold on to it when the world's evil tries to make us forget. Don't forget your word. Don't forget where you were in your relationship with God. Don't backpedal during this time because you see other people doing things. If you know that something is morally wrong for you, don't do it. There's other ways that you can show your love for your people. It's not up to us to make life fair. All we can do is represent the good from the lives that are taken when people only want to see the bad. Okay, God is going to handle making it right and making it fair and doing all that other stuff. We can only do our part. And our part is speaking up, speaking out, informing people, and getting the laws passed, getting the bill signed, getting the people fired that we need to do. Okay, I've learned not to ask why God has allowed all these things to happen, but what am I supposed to learn and what am I supposed to do in the midst of it? That is the most important question. If you ask him, what is my role? Go to God and ask him for some direction, and what is your job in this civil rights movement and what can you do for your people, he will answer you. And don't be afraid to do something different. You don't have to go to every protest and go to every march, and you don't have to post all the memes. Do what is the best action for you. To me, it is so important just to do the word of mouth. When you are in conversations and rooms with people and you see injustice, speak on it and speak it out, especially those who follow God. Do your part, because it's important. We need everyone to do a little bit of something to get things done. Don't think that the Black Lives Matter movement is exclusive to Black people. There are so many allies and so many different races and nationalities speaking for us, because they know that all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. So don't think that you don't have a part in this, because it's not a certain race problem. It is a humane and a evil people problem. So everyone should do their part. So make sure that when people see you, that they know that it's the God in you that is representing your Blackness and that is representing your culture. Please leave comments down below. This video might not be for everybody, but it's for somebody. I don't care if it gets like 10 views. That's all I need to see it. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Have some conversation with me. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.